Yo, what up, everybody? It's P-Sci. Welcome to another video. I've been playing Going Second Orcust still, and unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to either completely change the way that the deck runs, or just play something else. I think I'm gonna play something else and take this apart. But we had a good run. Now that the format is more defined, we've got Spyral and Lunalights as the main decks to beat, and I went to a case tournament. I ended up getting 10th, and they were doing after 5 rounds, and they were doing top 8 for the what's it called, for the packs and whatnot. So unfortunately, I didn't place in that one, and then there was a locals later on that night that I ended up getting 3rd at with X1. It was rough. I'm not gonna lie. You're not guaranteed hands that will crack the Spyral boards or even the Lunalight boards. There will be some back and forth, but in the end, you end up losing. At least that's my experience. So I just wanted to show you guys what I ended up with before I take it apart and revamp it. Just one more time, if you're interested. Maybe the other builds were better, but I thought that this build would be the best, but it just wasn't. I think you need to play Super Poly or something like that, because it's just not the best. So anyway, the normal summons stayed the same. You've got your Armageddon Knight, your Dark Grepher, and your 3 Scrap Recyclers. The Orcust engine, I decided to up this to 3. Maybe that was too much. I did brick on this a couple of times, so maybe that's it. And I increased the Symbol Skeleton to 2 as well, because I felt like you needed a stronger normal summon. I'm playing Return now, just 1 copy. I don't know, maybe that was incorrect. Maybe I just need to mess with the ratios, but it was very discouraging. Only 1 World Wand. This hurts really bad when you banish it off of Gizmek. So it's like, I don't even know what to do. And then the Honorary Orcust card, Gizmek, Orochi. Next up, a Small Danger Engine, a Jackalope, 2 Snakes, a Nessie, and a Dogman. The Dogman will make sense more a little bit later. But I mean, just these. I felt like these were nice. And I actually got to utilize the Dogman for what its purpose is. I'll show you that later. Then we've got our Dark level 7 Hand Trap, our Dark level 7 Kaiju. This didn't, I didn't draw it. It's a 2, so I don't know. I just didn't see it when I needed it. Maybe this is not the correct ratio. I don't know. Maybe I can't judge it because I didn't see it. It would have been nice to see a Kaiju. Kaijus kind of just break their board. Maybe I should be playing Raw Sphere mode or something. You got your Shaddoll Beast and your Shaddoll Dragon for your Shaddoll engine, which I think I'm going to cut because even when Winda hits the board into an established board, it's not going to do much because Apollousa can just negate things if they're chain blocking you, and then the Lunalight boards end on Dweller, so it's just really rough. I don't know. It's kind of discouraging, like I said. Spells, we got our power spells still, your Rhoda, your Foolish, and your Monster Reborn, which is nice for extending and going second. So triple Allure of Darkness. Here's the Spice for the level 7s. I resolved this 4 times during the tournament, and I really like this card. It draws you into your other cards, but it just wasn't enough, which is why I increased the amount of level 7s, and then obviously the Darks for Allure of Darkness. I might actually bump this up to 3 and try some other level 7s as well, because this card's amazing. You banish a level 7 for cost from field or hand, and you draw 2 cards. It is a hard once per turn, like Orchestrated Return, and it's not searchable by any means, but in a deck like this where you're trying to go second, you need to be able to dig and filter through your deck to the main power cards, like evenly matched. So it's very important to have cards like this, especially since your opponent's going to be stacking your deck. You can, in most matches with their Spyral drones, it's very important to have draw power in the deck, so I really liked that because I noticed that there was just a lot of level 7s, even cutting the 10U package. Next is Instant Fusion. I mean, this is cool. Like, if you're forced to go first, you can make the Winda board. I don't know. I might cut Winda entirely, but I don't know. Next, this is a very good power card. I wish this was at 3 so I could see it more in opening hands, but unfortunately, it's not. So you can't always mind control evenly your opponent. It's a lot more rare now that it's at 2. Next is Shaddoll Fusion. This is a power card, but you know, I'm thinking not every deck summons from the extra deck, and my loss in the second tournament was actually to Infernoid, and my Phantasme and Shaddoll Fusions were dead. So I don't know if this is correct. It's very powerful. It's a double Foolish Burial, but I feel like it was even more powerful back when back row decks were prevalent, because you could send Shaddoll Dragon to pop a back row and start your Orcust combo. But now a Foolish Burial, a Body on board, and a Spell and Trap pop or a Draw from Beast is not enough. It's not enough, and it's just sucks. Next, the Orcust spells Babble and a Return. I might up this because, like I said, drawing is very important. Impermanence overperformed. It was able to basically spot negate. I mean, this card is amazing for breaking boards. Going second, even if you draw it for your 6th card, it's phenomenal. And if you open it, a lot of times when I opened this card, I held it because I knew that my opponent can play through negates. So Infinite Impermanence would be a lot better in my hand when I start my turn, so that I can negate or at least bait one of their negations to start. So this is a very good card. Kind of like Forbidden. I used it more like Forbidden Chalice. I mean, obviously, if there's a combo deck that relies on something going through like an Isolde deck, since we don't have Crossout Designator, you would obviously imperm the Isolde that's trying to special summon from deck. But like against Spyral and against like Lunalight, like Lunalights, they do their stuff as cost. They're broken. They're insane, which is why they're a top deck right now. And then Spyral just plays through this. There's nothing really, one card that is really putting them up at the top, especially since everyone's got the Magician Souls to draw a bunch of cards. And then we've got our Evenly Matched. This is like probably MVP of the deck. If it doesn't get negated, you just clear a board. I don't know what else to say. Even mid-game, it's pretty good as well, because with this deck, you're probably not having very many cards on your field. Oh man, this was really good against Mystic Mine deck. It was like a stall burn deck. It was really nice. And then finally, the Crescendo. You're using the search ability a lot more often. Like I said in the other video, where I was a lot more excited about this deck, that this really helps out for searching or adding from Banished. So always set it, because your opponent will pop it, and you will get to plus off of it. And every single time they're tilted that they popped this. I played 48. Maybe that's another problem. Maybe I should cut it back down. I tried Mystic Mine for an iteration, but I didn't even count that because I just got bodied. So I honestly don't know. But Mystic Mine in the main was cute. It's just that one of the Lunalight players was actually playing the Orcust engine and set a Crescendo. So it's like I couldn't play through all that without a Rosfear mode. And, oh, God. I guess Rosfear mode, because I already cut Nibiru. I don't know. I really don't know, guys. I'm kind of asking for help, because the deck was so much better before the meta was like really defined, or maybe it wasn't a very competitive locals that I had been to, but I don't know. Boral Sword's really good. I don't have any complaints about this card. It helps you to OTK. I won many of my matches that I did win with this card. Zoroboros is just really good in any deck with Gizmek. It's a Gren Majru from the extra deck, and it can just clear a field once you flow through all their negates. Trisbana is really good for burning people in time. I almost was able to burn an Altergeist player in time in the initial tournament, but they were able to use personal spoofing to return one of their other cards back into their deck their protocol, so that it only burned for 500, left with them with 50 life points left, and I believe they ended up taking it before I could do the 50 life points damage. So pretty discouraging, but I mean, that's life. Small Nightmare package for linking on your opponent's turn, I guess. And then like just utility, being able to just eat boards. Like these cards are super important. I might even increase those and cut all the other stuff. I don't know. Maybe cut half the extra deck for super poly targets, I guess. Then the Link 2s, you got Barricade, Borg Blocker, and then IP Masquerena. These are really good for when you need to discard a card from your hand, and then when you need to link someone on your opponent's turn. Or if they make you go first, like the IP board is pretty easy because you do have a lot of extenders that can special summon, and then if you draw one of your normal summons, then you have IP with a Ding Send guaranteed, which is really nice. If your opponent doesn't open a hand trap. Longirsu, 2 Galatea, 2 Dingirsu. I mean, like, I wish there was room for a 3rd Galatea. It doesn't come up very often. Actually, I don't think it even came up, but, I mean, 3 is probably correct, honestly. I just really don't know anymore. Going first is probably correct. Double Winda, this comes up a lot, but, I mean, it might not even be worth it. And then the Thousand-Eyes Strict, I guess. Whatever. Shout out to Team Bad Cards. So I sided a couple of extra deck monsters for Cherry's targets. The only time I cherries someone was actually in the mirror match, and I banished all 3 of his Galateas, and he couldn't play. I won that one. But I mean, like, I don't know. It's a pretty expensive extra deck or side deck already. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what else to say. Siding Cherry's targets, I don't know. Maybe Cherry's wasn't correct. I was like, it's a dark, so you can Allure of Darkness it away, but you only can play 3 Allure of Darkness, so I don't know. The 1 Pankratops, it's another level 7 that you can send off of the blade, the 7 swords or whatever. And it's really nice going second, but you don't always know that you're going to go second, so I decided to side it, and I had an extra slot in my side deck anyway, so I kind of just took this from the main deck and put it in here. I don't know, I messed this up. Then we got the triple Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. This was nice, but I didn't see it when I faced Spyral. And then most of it was Lunalights, and what do you really cherries in the Lunalight deck? I guess the freaking Apollousa, but I didn't feel like it was good enough to put in. This is what usually goes in, the cherry, or the Droll and Lockbird. But I mean, cherries is, I don't know, it's not that good. Droll was nice. Dark Ruler no more. Maybe this should be main decked because it just turns off boards. But then again, why wouldn't you just play not Super Poly? Well, yeah, Super Poly or Raw Sphere Mode. I think that's going to be the correct route. Maybe take out the Shaddoll fusions and the Dark Ruler no more for Raw Sphere Mode and what's it called? And then finally the Triple Twin Twisters for back row decks. Sorry, this video was a lot lower energy than the normal videos, but I just wanted to make this really quick and show what I ended up playing mainly throughout the tournaments over the weekend before I take it apart and completely revamp it and try new things and see if that works. But I am probably going to be playing Dragon Link next week. I don't know if I'll go to the Monday tournament, so you probably don't expect the video until later. I might do a deck profile before I even use it in tournament, and maybe some combo videos like I said in the previous video. But yeah, I'll just get to that when I get to that. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching and subscribe to the channel. Bye.